Hey guys, Alchemado. Welcome to another video. Today we're going to be talking about top recommendations for the past summer anime season. Summer anime season is coming to an end, and just wanted to let you know what our favorites were. Today we have a special guest. His name is Mr. S.
Yo, what's up there,
He's a little camera shy, so we'll just keep him away from the shot. My first recommendation is an anime called Charlotte. It's done by a studio called PA Works. It's an alternate world where a certain percentage of children, upon reaching puberty, they manifest special powers. Main character is a slacker and he misuses his powers. Another student council member catches him, and she also has special powers, and it's basically about them searching for other students with special powers. It's a very good storyline, a lot of good characters. Author is a guy named Jun Maeda. He's done a lot of series like Angel Beats, Little Busters, Clan Dead. And if you know this author, he has a very interesting storytelling style. There's a lot of plot twists and has a lot of WTF moments.
So if you're watching this and you're kind of getting bored in the first half of this particular anime, just write it out because it does pick up very abruptly towards maybe the latter half of the series.
Right, I mean, I think in the beginning, if you watch this, it seems like an average kind of show, but as Mr. S said, it does pick up, so please make sure to finish all the way through. What did you think about the last episode?
Oh, last episode was awesome. There's a lot of action that happens in this particular anime. There's lots of high and low emotion sorts of things that goes on. If you guys are into that stuff, yeah, definitely something we'd recommend. Yeah,
very cool. And just to let you know, guys, my top 4 is basically also the top recommended for Mr. S. So we're just kind of going back and forth with our favorites. So what's your recommended anime?
Okay, so my top pick for this season was No No Biyori Repeat. This is season 2 of the original series by Silver Lake. It's a slice of life story about 5 students living in rural Japan. These are entertaining short stories about growing up in a country environment. Really relaxing to watch. The story is easy to follow. The animation is good and consistent. So if you ever actually lived out in the countryside, you'll probably be fairly entertained by this one. It is also family friendly to watch amongst other people in the household. There's maybe slapstick hitting at the most extreme. Where this particular season comes in is it's running in parallel with the very first one. So you might want to watch the first season first and then move on to this one. But you're not, if you watch it out of order, you're not missing too much except for the introduction of the characters.
Right, yeah, I didn't watch this one, but since you recommended, I may start at the beginning, but we'll see. So my second one is a series called Gangsta. It's done by a studio called Manglobe. It's about a duo of handymen who do kind of odd jobs for the mob and the police. There's also some characters called the Twilights. They have superhuman powers due to the effects of some drugs. It's a very good adult-oriented story. It's very different from any of the other series for the summer. The backdrop is like an Italy or American street environment. It's definitely not Japan, and it's definitely not like a high school or a school environment. There's a lot of good action, a lot of good character development, things like that.
So the art style for Gangsta is looks a lot like an American or at least a Western comic. It has bits and pieces of anime in there, but at very, very first glance, you wouldn't recognize it as one. At least, that's just my, viewing of this one. I did read the original manga of this one and did enjoy it. So I was looking forward to this when they made the announcement that this was being made to a TV show.
Right. Well, I actually read the manga after watching the anime, but yeah. So what's your next one?
My next selection is a show called Joukaimachi no Dandelion by production IMS. This one is about the children in the royal family who are competing versus each other to see who becomes the next king and queen. The twist on this particular one is that they all have special powers of some kind. This one's a warm family story, and the animation quality is good, fairly consistent, and it has a high-profile casting with Kana Hanazawa, Aikano Mao, Yohei Kimura, Kaori Ishihara, and Saori Hayami, who happens to be in the show I'll be talking about later.
Yeah, I did watch a few of the episodes of this one, but didn't pique my interest. But Mr. S recommends it, so hope you check it out. Okay, the next one on my list is Gate. It's done by a studio called A1 Pictures. They're a very prominent studio. They've done a lot of popular anime. The story is about a portal that opens up in Ginza, Japan, and a medieval army comes in and invades the city. A man named Itami, who is part of the Japan Ground Self-Defense Forces, he helps to save the day and rescue people. After that, the JSDF sends their forces into the portal to investigate. Inside the portal, there's a fantasy world full of knights, dragons, magic, demi-humans. The animation quality is amazing. Good list of characters. We have a strong and smart main character, even though he does get beat up once in a while. Definitely not a weak man of Asia.
The slight twist on this story is that he happens to be an otaku who's on his way to an event in Akagami.
That's
who
right.
happens to get caught up in all this, and they do touch upon this throughout the season. It's very entertaining to watch. It's kind of the otaku side versus when he's in kind of a soldier position that he's currently in. I read the original manga on this one. I was looking forward to this one when he announced it.
Yeah, I think you were really excited to see this. I haven't heard about it until basically Mr. S told me about it. But yeah, it looks interesting. I did read the manga afterwards as well.
Okay, so in regards to Gate, they did kind of tone it down in comparison to the manga, which was fairly violent and did have some sexual content in it. But the edits, while it kind of detracts about the overall storyline, it still leaves bits and pieces of that in there as a hint. But if you like this one, maybe try checking out what's called the manga of it. Also, it kind of reminds me of another comic book called Sengoku Jieitai, which is basically the ground self-defense force is in the middle of an exercise, and they get sent back to the Edo period. And so there's time travel involved in there, and these guys are fighting kind of medieval soldiers and modern weaponry. It is entertaining. Anyways, the next thing we're going to talk about is a show called Akagami no Shirayuki Hime by Bones. These guys have done Soul Eater, they did Eureka 7, and they most recently had done Norigami. Stories about a strong-willed and resourceful girl who left her home kingdom due to being courted by royalty just for having red hair. She lives in a new kingdom and sets out to make a new life by helping people along the way, doing what she wants to do as an herbalist. The animation quality is top-notch, which is what we expect from this studio, and the performance from Saori Hayami as the main character is excellent. The title is misleading, but takes some elements from existing fairy tale storylines.
Right, well, I did watch a few episodes. The animation quality looked really well done, but yeah, it didn't really pique my interest.
The main character has kind of a jiggly heroine kind of vibe to her, where she's smart, she's resourceful, and she doesn't always play the damsel in distress for the role. So, if you guys enjoy that sort of kind of type of character as the main, definitely watch it. If not, no big deal.
As you can see from our recommendations, it's very male-centric. This is probably one of the few ones that are female protagonist is very strong, right?
Yes, that is correct.
Cool. The next one I recommend is an anime called Overlord. It's done by studio MadHouse. That's another very big, prominent studio. Done a lot of interesting things. This is another virtual reality turning real life kind of stories similar to Sword Art Online, Log Rise, and things like that. This one's a little bit different. The virtual world game is coming to an end, and everyone has logged out except one person, and he stays behind, and because he stays behind, the world becomes real. There's a lot of really interesting characters. The main character is a super badass, and he's high level, has all the powerful weapons and magic and all that stuff. All his subordinates are also high powered, but even though that's the case, there's a very good story, very good character development. Even there's a lot of characters and a lot of action.
When I heard about Overlord and the theme of being stuck in a virtual world game again, I was thinking to myself, have they played this thing out? But much to my surprise, this one actually turned out to be pretty good. Main character, instead of trying to find out what's going on with the world, he just decides to take it over.
Yeah, he's pretty badass. Yeah. All right, so what's your next one?
The next one I'm going to talk about is called Gakkou Gurashi by Studio Lerche. This one's about a story of 4 girls who are staying at their school. They build a club there due to a zombie outbreak. Who doesn't like zombie themed shows, right? The quality is generally pretty good. The casting was spot on. There's sometimes when it did drop in quality in a few places, but it didn't drop to the point where it disappointed me. Again, I read the original works of this one in manga, so it did deviate at a certain point, which I can't really talk about because that's a spoiler, but it does deliver on this particular one. So, you're going to see a lot of highs and lows about living in a zombie apocalypse sort of situation. If that's the sort of theme you'd be interested in, yeah, so you check this one out.
Yeah, Mr. S kind of changed my mind on this one. I watched a few of the first episodes and I thought, well, and to be honest, I didn't really know that it was a zombie invasion kind of story. It doesn't seem like that way in the beginning. I think the zombie invasion or the outbreak is just a backdrop environment. It's really about these characters, and I did kind of blitz through before this review to finish it, and I did kind of change my mind, especially the last episode. It's very good. So my last one is Ranpo Kitan. This is one of the ones that Mr. S did not watch and was not on his list, but it's also done by the same studio, Lerche. It does take place in a middle school, and in this middle school there's several murder mysteries that happen. 3 of the students are out to solve the mystery. Of course, one of them is like a super detective. It's based on works by a man named Edogawa Ranpo. He's kind of like the Sir Arthur Conan Doyle of Japan, like the murder mystery kind of style. It's a great story, good characters, has an interesting art style. It introduces the characters like a play. You don't see those characters until they get actually introduced and they start talking. So that's kind of an interesting point. Lots of plot twists, and I did enjoy the ending. Was there a reason you didn't watch this one, Mr. S?
No, I just didn't have time to factor this one in comparison to all the other things that I haven't watched this season.
Yeah, there's a lot this season. Okay, so that's our recommended anime for this summer season. I hope you enjoyed watching. My next video is actually going to continue on with some recommendations. Next one will be about a certain niche or a certain fetish type of anime that does not cater to a wide audience, and some just honorable mentions that are not on the top, but maybe if you have time, check it out. But yeah, so thanks for watching. Please remember to comment, like, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys later.